These are the Marvel Legends series X-Men's Gambit from the Caliban wave and the amazing Yamaguchi powered by Revoltech Gambit by Kaiyodo. I picked up both figures at Hobby Corner and we will be doing a 2-for-1 video review of both figures so we can easily compare them and for you to decide which one is the better figure. Both figures I think are unbelievably well made. I love these two figures, but for some collectors they prefer only one Gambit for their shelf, and maybe this video will help you decide which one should you put on your shelf. So let's get these figures out of packaging. And here they are out of packaging. This is the amazing Yamaguchi and this is the Hasbro's Marvel Legends Gambit, and both are absolutely amazing figures. If you're a big Gambit fan, these two figures are absolute must-haves. I cannot get over how incredibly amazing the work has been done with both figures. So let's take an in-depth look at both figures. And as you can see, the amazing Yamaguchi has a little bit of a stylized anime type of format, which is not bad. Whereas the Hasbro's Marvel Legends has their classic signature work on the Marvel Legends we've seen of late, and this is probably one of the best Marvel Legends figures they've done. I'm a little bit biased because I like Gambit, but nevertheless, just an amazing sculpt on the part of Hasbro. Very cool. Now, the amazing Yamaguchi figure comes with, it's a Revoltech base. It's your standard, typical Revoltech base. They've slightly modified the base portion of the stand. They put several holes on it, and it's now in this frosted type of format. If you want to have a good look at that. It feels lighter, but I think it's much more sturdier and in terms of the material used, and I like the fact that there are several holes on it to give you more balancing options. Both figures have their trademark staff, and this is the Gambit staff. Hasbro staff, as you can see, has a repurposed mold. Very nice. Still looking, it's not as soft and pliable as I expected it to be. It's pretty firm, whereas the Yamaguchi version is a little bit longer, made of a little bit more sterner, firmer type of plastic. And if you look at the paint apps, I think I'm going with a Hasbro on this one. The silver, sort of gunmetal grayish, I think is a better looking color for the staff instead of this metallic grayish blue. In terms of length, the amazing Yamaguchi is about ½ centimeter longer than the Hasbro staff, so that's pretty cool. The Hasbro figure has one extra hand, which has the action of him detonating or throwing the cards and them to detonate. You can swap it out with this particular hand. Do it here. So it's nice. I like the fact that there's that effect. But just like the old Captain America figure that had that shield throwing effect, the effect is a little bit wrong, in the wrong angle, because when he throws the cards, he throws them like this or like that. So the cards should be right here, coming out right here. Or if he throws them this way, the cards should be here. So not coming out of his fingers. I think the trajectory of the cards is wrong, but they should have put it here or here. I think that would have been the more correct one, but what can you do? Okay. Other than that, he has this two-fingered fist. It's like he's holding a cigarette, you know, or he's posing with his face. Yeah, I'm so handsome. Okay, and then you have this little sort of energized card effect, which I thought was a nice touch. It's made of transparent plastic. There's no molding of any card of the Ace of Spades or anything like that on it. I think it's a nice touch because this is how it looked like in the comic books, and you can have him hold it like this, and he's about to energize it and then throw it. The amazing Yamaguchi Gambit comes with several accessories: a pair of fists, closed fist hands, an extra face. This is the default face that we get in packaging, and I really prefer the gritty one, the one with the clenched teeth. And then he has a pair of slightly opened hands, which is pretty cool, and they can be used to hold card accessories, and he has both. He has two accessories actually, the Ace of Hearts and the Ace of Spades, and both are clearly visible with the energy plastic or energy effect that this plastic is made of. It's made of a very brittle type of plastic, so it will break, not like the soft PVC material we see with the Hasbro version. They're red card backs. Pretty cool, very nice. I'll put them on the figure later on. He also comes with two pistol grip hands that you can use to hold the staff, like what I did in the opening scene, or you can use one of the cards and you can actually hold it like that. So that's pretty cool, like this. And finally, he's got the splayed hands and the energized set of cards, which you can peg onto the hand like that, as though he's energizing a bunch of cards. And as you can see right here, this is how he's doing it. Unfortunately, the right set of the set of cards for the right splayed hands of my copy got a little bit bent. You know me, quality issues and all. It came this way, open it up. The factory, when they packed it, they probably bent it and put it into way too much and got squished, and it's a shame, but I don't know, I'm okay with it. It's like a floppy card on him, but yeah, all in all, it's a great set of accessories. On top of that, the amazing Yamaguchi Gambit has a diorama or a poster, however you want to call it, of Gambit and some artwork from previously released comic books featuring the X-Man Gambit. And here are both Gambit figures side by side. The Hasbro version stands roughly about from tip of the hair to the toes. He stands a little over 6.5 inches tall. And the amazing Yamaguchi Gambit stands at 6 3/4, almost 7 inches tall. So not too bad. Talking about paint apps, hardly any issues with the paint apps. The amazing Yamaguchi Gambit has a ton of amazingly glossy metallic finish on him. The chest plate, chest armor is done in this really nice deep purple velvet with some highlights of deep purple, light purple contrasting. Very nice. He's got some metallic boots. They have a hint of blue, bluish gray. The face, nicely painted. It's appearing a little bit yellowish, but I'm okay with it. The hair, painted very nicely, giving him that anime look. On the back, he's got a nice trench coat, painted nicely in this chocolate brown. It looks like there's a wash, but I think it's just high grade, high quality plastic. Maybe the gloss in it feels like there's a wash. I don't know, I could be wrong. There might be a little bit of wash, but as it is, it looks plain, really plain, premium type of plastic. Very, very cool. On the neck piece, very nice. Nice deep blue paint. Okay, giving it a metallic sheen to it. For the Hasbro version, very nice painted head sculpt. I really like this one. Make sure both ears are painted. I've heard stories that some head sculpts have only one painted ear. Nicely painted eyes, red pupils, red irises, black eyeballs, very nice. A little bit of mustache and beard. Hair, nicely sculpted. We get some light bluish gray, grayish blue type of plastic on the neck piece. Again, almost a very similar type of metallic glossy feel to the chest armor, although this one has a little bit of a psychedelic feel to it. This one is plain pink, metallic pink. And the belt, same color as that one. You get some paint on the legs, and he's got a bluish, a more bluish type of metallic paint on his boots instead of the gray, contrasting with this one. The trench coat has a little bit of a wash to it, a glossy wash to it. It's not completely matte, so that's nice, although I prefer it to be matte. The coat, if you've seen other Marvel Legends figures like Noir, Spider-Man Noir, or Nick Fury, or Jamie Madrox, the trench coat will look very, very familiar. Okay, in terms of articulation, let's start with Marvel Legends. Ball jointed neck, that's on a hinge. It's got a hinge ab crunch, waist swivel, a little bit ratcheting waist swivel. Ball hinge shoulders that can now close in very tightly on the body, not hindered by the trench coat. It's got a bicep swivel. Ball hinge elbow, which is interesting. I thought they would use a double jointed elbow for this one, but it's okay. Ball hinge wrists. This one goes in and out. This one goes up and down. He's got a ball jointed hip. Goes this way and that. Thigh swivel. Double jointed knees. Very nice. Calf swivel. Ball hinge ankles with a rocker pivot. Okay. Articulation for the amazing Yamaguchi, and this is really the selling point of this figure. He's got a ball jointed neck right here, double ball joints right there, and another ball joint at the base of the neck. Okay, we'll put the standard head, standard face. The collar piece is a separate piece, so you can move it right there in any direction, wherever he's facing. He's got Revoltech shoulders, double ball joint shoulder, ball jointed elbow, and this is, I think, new for me. I don't know if I've seen it before, I could be mistaken, but I was really used to the forearm just being on a swivel, but now it is on a ball joint, which is very interesting, very nice ball joint. And here, the wrist is on a swivel, and the usual Revoltech ball hinge joint. Okay. He's got a ball jointed upper torso, ball jointed lower torso, ball jointed hip, goes this way and that way. He's got a swivel thigh swivel. I thought it was a ball joint. He's got a standard Revoltech joint for the knee. That swivel this way and this way. Very nice. The knee pad is on a Revoltech joint as well. You can swivel it this way. So you can cover when the leg is articulated. You pose it, the knee pad can be situated so you can cover that Revoltech joint. So very nice. He's got a ball jointed calf, or just a swivel calf. It feels like it's a ball joint. Ball hinge ankles, go this way and that way. It can pivot, and toe articulation. So really nice, nice little upgrades, little tweaks to the Revoltech joints and articulation for the amazing Yamaguchi Gambit. I'm really very pleased with it. Oh, before I forget, the trench coat has extra articulation. This one can swivel like this, goes like that, in and out. The shoulder piece is also on a joint, like a ball joint. Go that way, and the tails of the trench coat are also on ball joints. They can go this way, that way, standard Revoltech joint, much like what we saw with the Magneto cape. So very, very cool. So let's talk about comic book accuracy of the figures. When Jim Lee first drew Gambit in the pages of the X-Men, he kind of looked something like this. This is probably an image from the Gambit comics or Uncanny X-Men when Storm, or Aurora, first met Gambit when she was reincarnated from the Siege Perilous as a child. and she was a thief, he was a thief, they were helping out each other. It looked something like this. It was a little bit corny, but I thought it was amazing. He instantly became one of my favorite X-Men. And then throughout the years, his costume had evolved into something that we see right now currently, which is this, the very chrome pink type of chest armor with striped Han Solo pants and the metallic metal boots with the trench coat, card staff, his headgear, the hair, the eyes, and all that. That's how he looks like right now. And judging from what we've seen in the comic books and what we see now with these figures, I can honestly say that both figures have very, very good similarities with the comic books. First of all, the Hasbro version, I think in this regard, will have to win the accuracy contest. This is how, I believe this is how the colors of Gambit were intended by Jim Lee. Very nice metallic pink with the bluish metal boots. I think the chest plate, they got it right. The neck piece as well as the trench coat, and the head sculpt is really Gambit. In terms of accuracy, I think the Hasbro version wins it. However, having said that, I love the exaggeratedness of the colors of this figure. The Amazing Yamaguchi, I love how the pink, the purplish pink, really came out with this. I actually prefer it better than the Hasbro version. The boots, I think are much closer in the comic books. However, the design, as you can see, is not as accurate as the Hasbro version. But I think the colors, they nailed it well. The trench coat, I'm a little bit partial with this one. I love the extra articulation and the tails of the trench coat for this one. The neck piece, I think the Hasbro still has it. And the head sculpt, obviously, I think the Hasbro version will win over this one. This one's a little bit too anime-ish or video game type of head sculpt. But nevertheless, I do love how the colors came out for the Amazing Yamaguchi version. I am just really in love with the way that purple just pops in contrast with all the dark grays and the brown of the figure. So, final thoughts on the figure. Both figures are obviously going to get a 10 out of 10 for me. Very difficult for me to decide. If you just want me to pick one, it's going to be very difficult because I honestly love both figures. If you have the means to get these figures, especially the import, the Kaiyodo version, by all means get both. But if you're on a budget, you just really need a Gambit on your shelf. The Hasbro Marvel Legends Gambit, I think, is the figure for you. He is not short pack. He's packed 2 per case, so I don't think you'll have a difficult time finding him. There you go, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this little video review. Nice comparison video. I hope it's helped you make a decision on which Gambit to get. This has been the Marvel Legends series X-Men from the Caliban Wave, Gambit, and the Amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Kaiyodo's version of the X-Men called Gambit. Thanks for watching.